We back with another episode of Textually Active, and this week we speak about a topic we've probably spoke about before.
We're continuing the conversation from one of our previous episodes about family and what it means to be a part of a family, and also leaving something behind for your family.
Rezz is real big on family, and she is very adamant about the people that she loves doing something, being something, and understand that they are something.
This episode took a turn to the left, to the right there in the middle, but make sure you stick around so you can watch the episode right here, right now.
I was scared. I thought she was going to shoot me.
It's Textually Active. Hey, so I see all of y'all sharing y'all products, y'all businesses on your Instagram stories, on Facebook. Why not take out an ad on your favorite podcast and get more listens and more eyes on your product? Textually Active is now offering ads to businesses. All you have to do is send us an email and we'll get back to you about how you can get your ad right here on Textually Active. Send us an email right now at textuallyactivepod@gmail.com. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Textually Active.
Textually Active.
This is your weekly dose of conversations about navigating the digital age while dealing with friendships, relationships, and all the ships in between. I'm Rezz, and I got Meezy with me.
Hey, how you guys doing today?
I'm doing swell. And we got EA on the boards.
For those that was out there hating last week, I'm here. What's up? You know what time I'm on.
Obviously, he didn't catch the memo.
All right. I can't ever be stopped.
These are like wealth problems.
Yeah.
You seen the nigga that was in the club the other day because he got money spraying Dior cologne on himself?
Oh
It's
my gosh,
the same thing.
Yeah, I put cologne on, and then Rezz says, "Where you going?"
When rich niggas just do shit just because they can. That's what this is.
What Jay-Z say? Go to the store, try on a tux for no reason.
Okay.
What Jay-Z?
All right, honey.
What Jay-Z song was that?
I don't know what song.
Technically,
30?
Nope. Technically, it was a Justin Timberlake song.
Oh.
We still go hard.
Okay. From that one time you went to the concert with Jay-Z and Justin Timberlake. That's a sick match when you think about it.
Almost set JT up. You told me to tell these stories and stuff like that.
You almost did what?
I almost set him up. Him and Jessica Biel could have been done.
Tell me what happened.
All right, so
Jessica Biel, he was dating her?
this is basically during was the album that everybody loves with Justin Timberlake.
Suit and Tie?
2020 Experience.
Yeah, the first one.
So the Legends of the Summer tour was him and Jay-Z
in the Yankee Stadium.
Well, it was like the whole summer tour, but I went to the one in Philly, right? Because it was in Delaware. So I went.
Did you go with a bitch?
No, because I just got a job.
Oh, so she was a lady. Okay.
I just got a job.
You didn't start dating bitches till you got with me?
I was picking them up. I was picking up the Scampis at the party.
At the concert?
Yeah.
All right.
That's where the Scampis was at.
Okay.
I was on the floor.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Tell me more.
Right. Had a good time. And then the after party was at this other spot, right? And I went to.
What is the part of the story, baby?
Damn, me trying to get to it. You
Okay.
just keep interrupting.
All right.
Asking about bitches.
You asking about all the Scampis.
All right, go ahead.
Bro.
Tell us the story.
Nah, yo, it's over.
So then you was at the afties.
And then took a picture, like he was walking through, took a picture as he was walking through, but he basically looked like that he was creeping. Like basically that's what the look like. And then basically I almost sent the information out to TMZ. Could have ended it.
Pussy.
Well, here we are. So that's a nice start to our text thread where we talk about pop culture and the things that are going on.
Rezz didn't believe that for a second. Rezz did not believe that for a second.
So EA is the reason why Jessica Biel and Justin Timberlake's relationship lasted for as long as it did.
The nigga still got caught with that black girl with that movie he was with.
All right, so
he could have been you could have saved us.
Yes.
You thinking what you could have did could have we would have never got Man in the Wood had you did that shit. He would have really been somewhere in the wood.
Right.
We could have got a great breakup album, but look what you did. Choosing morals and shit.
So speaking of morals,
let's go to the text.
Let's go ahead and go to the text thread and get this started.
It's the text thread, baby.
All right, yo, let's get into the text thread this week. let's start it off with some great uplifting news. I know everybody has been talking about the HBCU experience. There's been an ongoing argument between HBCUs and private institutions. And, the people have been saying that the HBCUs are life. For homecoming, for the Greek culture, for the food, all of the great things that you get at a HBCU. So what's going on?
Shout out to the nation's number one football recruit. Travis Hunter is his name. Travis Hunter has been committed, I guess, verbally to Florida State.
Yeah.
I think since he was like a sophomore.
Wow.
And he is the number one recruit in the country in college football. He is a cornerback. And he decided last week that he was going to Jackson State, HBCU, that is coached by the infamous Deion Sanders, who is a Florida State alum legend. All right. So the conversation on the timeline has been what happens, what's about to happen if these athletes start thinking like this and these top athletes, top prospects start going to our HBCUs, and if somebody like Deion Sanders can come in, because he's doing great work down there. Shout out to them. They won their conference. They going to a bowl game. He's putting emphasis on like we need to treat them like superstar athletes regardless. Like we need to put their names on the back of their jerseys because this is about legacy.
Right.
Families come to see grandmas come to see their grandson with the name on the back of their jersey. Giving them something to be proud of. He bringing Brittany Renner in there to teach these kids about if you get a little bit of money, not to be religious.
Is he really bringing her in there to do that?
There. She's there.
She was telling her?
Having these conversations with these kids about this. It's an important
I'm
conversation.
Not against it.
Right, it's an important conversation.
If you are able to do that to whatever she did to whoever she was with,
right,
and come back and talk about it, like
right,
I think that's beneficial to young men.
Exactly, especially athletes tend to have this problem the most.
So we're not going to talk about how she's a predator.
I mean,
I don't think she's a predator. I mean, if you sign up for that, you gotta know what you're doing. You only wanted to fuck Brittany Renner because you understood what Brittany Renner was like.
I think that storyline came about because people just saw her on campus. They didn't know what she was there for. They thought that she was there just preying on young boys. But I don't know if that's true. Yeah. If Meezy is saying that she's there holding like think pieces.
Yeah, they having a whole
talk spaces.
Yeah, a whole conversation with the athletes.
Allegedly. I mean,
a predator.
Okay.
Yeah, all right, yeah.
Allegedly works.
I don't really like Predator because the kid was...
Or preying on young men.
Just because he's younger, that don't mean, like... All right.
But age is behind, if he's legal, I guess, then it makes sense.
I'm behind kids going to HBCU colleges. Yeah. I went to a HBCU. My first time I went to school, went to WMEZ, and then the second time I went to WSSU. And I love it because in that area, like that's your only space to have like a black ass time. Once you get out of school, it goes back to the mixed stuff, and we're normally the minority. You know what I mean? So you get a chance to have black teachers, see black excellence, see black love, get black education, and be around your people. And it's so freeing because you're in a class where I know when I went to high school, most of my teachers were white. You can't talk to them the same way you would talk to a black teacher. Right. So when I'm in school and I'm like, yo, I'm fucked up, teach. They're like, oh yeah, well, what's going on? They're not upset. You know what I mean?
Seen an article because shout out to Meg Thee Stallion. She just got her degree from TSU, another HBCU. I saw an article that said that TSU's enrollment has gone up because people have seen Megan go through it, and people that like dropped out want to go back and get their degree because of her.
Right. That's good.
That's fire. Shout out to J.R. Smith, the basketball player. We always think of J.R. Smith for the nigga running around with the Henny, greenhouse, all of these wild adventures. The nigga won a championship and didn't wear a shirt for a month. This man,
one who said a black and mild was a cigar. Yeah, that's my nigga.
That's
my dog.
That is Shannon Sharp.
Oh, damn. Wrong person.
Okay. But he went to a HBCU, so it's count. But shout out to J.R. Smith. He at A&T, North Carolina A&T with 4.0, playing golf. Black man at a black institution playing golf with a 4.0.
That's right.
Like a former athlete, he got money. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is dope.
So then my question turns around, and I hate to sound like a hater, but what about the kids who ain't play no sports? You know what I mean? The ones that had to come out and pay for college by working 2 jobs or getting a loan. Joe Biden, I'm talking to you.
Oh, you trying to transition?
What
Fire
is that about? Because I remember when you were running for presidency in 2019, 2020, you said a lot of stuff, but you're not doing the stuff that you said you was going to do. You talk about loans coming back 2022, January. What happened in 2021 that was so great that I got your money now? I'm confused. So Joe Biden, he's disappointing me and my homegirls. We're very upset with him. And I don't know. I don't know what to do. As somebody who went to a HBCU, like y'all said, and got my little loans and stuff, and now I have to pay it back, something ain't right. We got to start working these things out. Y'all need to start giving money to them schools and not making kids pay as much as they have to pay. Because it's a trap.
I don't care about none of that. If you want that money back, you better come get that bitch back in blood.
They'll lock you up.
I don't give a fuck. What they gonna do? They not gonna get their money.
You want to go to jail?
They not gonna get their money.
Technically,
Shorty say jail ain't that hard. You get 3 meals. You got somewhere to stay. Them niggas got
don't call me white girl.
They got
say
dogs
that.
in there. They be on FaceTime. They be on Facebook Live. They be having full-fledged fashion shows in that bitch.
It'd be lesbian sex?
Probably. A little scissor. You know, ain't nothing wrong with that.
Something is alarming about scissoring in jail. Like, it sounds dangerous.
Why?
Like on a bunk bed, twin bunk bed. Like,
I mean, if it's your celly, it's probably lit. Like, but if you got to try to find somebody else to scissor with,
yeah, it's crazy.
I should ask Lil Boosie. But yeah,
you not paying it back?
Oh, they can come get that.
I think it's more unfortunate for like my first time I went to school, I didn't finish. I still have to pay that back.
That concept just don't make sense to me anyway. Like, nigga, so you want me to go to school to get a job to pay for what?
And then you tell them you got your bachelor's and they still trying to pay you minimum wage.
But this whole system is askew. But whatever, fuck
it's
them
a
niggas.
scam.
Them niggas they ain't get shit from me.
It's a scam.
They go to hell.
So we can't...
Unless you can garnish it. You better garnish it. Because that's the only way you're going to get that back. I don't care about none of that debt or credit score. Fuck that. I think that shit make believe. Hey, at some point in the new year, because we coming to the end, I want to have a conversation about cryptocurrency and how this is becoming a big thing, but the government not talking to us about it.
Because they don't want us to know.
Like, the government ain't saying, hey, at some point...
I don't want you talking roll loud. I don't want you to get too loud. But the government,
I'm just saying,
I got my eye on you.
We can barely.
I got my eye on the government.
We can barely get old white people to understand the concept of a debit card.
Right?
Ain't no way in hell they're gonna believe in Bitcoin.
No, it's getting out of hand. Things are topsy turvy. I think we're in the upside down. If you watch Stranger things are very weird right here on planet Earth. Aliens, if you're watching. But we kind of breezed over Megan. But another thing that I wanted to touch on was Tory. So their trial has started, and Tory is tweeting like nothing's wrong.
He been like that.
He just posted 5,000 City Boys up 5,000. What does that even mean?
This nigga been outside the entire
That's
time.
summertime talk. Tory is winner. Are we still keeping score?
You know the vibes.
No, I don't know the vibes.
You know what that means?
No, but I thought that was summer talk. That's when the war happens.
Okay. City Boys still
up. Okay.
If you ain't got never mind. But
so what's tea with that? What happened?
All I saw this week was I saw a report come out last week that said apparently he told her to dance, bitch, before he shot her. But then I saw another argument that said that her and Kelsey apparently had gotten into an altercation before she was shot. Mm-hmm. So I guess that tweet may be in reference and to that. But this nigga been living his best. He just he done put out like 4 albums since this happened. Ain't shit slowed down for him. He got one album where he sound like the Weeknd, this new shit. Then he got an album that sound like fake Drake. Like, this nigga been out here living. Shows going up. Them videos going up. This nigga on Weeknd, he outside.
I guess we just have to wait and see.
I have a question.
What's up?
All right, so when you're in a relationship, it might be a new relationship. You might ask like your past experience and stuff like that, like past bodies and all that good stuff, right?
Never.
But I mean, some people do, right?
Yeah, some people do.
Them nasty.
Do you think a party asked about like, oh, let me see your foot? like so he could see the gunshots.
Hey, that is a bad joke. You gotta put toxic on yourself for that.
Yeah,
that's
toxic
yourself. That's a bad question. That's toxic, bro.
That's very toxic.
That's very toxic.
So you just go around and just act like it never happened?
Yes.
No, they started arguing. Or no, Party was arguing with the baby about it.
Yeah.
On Twitter.
Yeah,
but it's still a touchy situation. I don't know which way it's gonna go.
We don't care. We don't care. It's too late.
Actually, I kind of want to fight my little toxic. I'm dead serious.
If he asks to see her foot.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't think you. Not
if I believe you, but it's like, yo, like, I mean, if you care, if I care for you, and you went through something traumatic, why, like, do I just act like it never happened?
So I think you asked the question wrong. You phrased that wrong. It ain't a matter of like, let me see your foot. It's just like, how do you approach these situations?
Yeah,
and it's.
But I'm just saying, like, the same way you might ask about past bodies. It's like the foot is not the emphasis here, is what I'm saying.
It's not about
you
the foot.
just gotta, you just be in the situation of like, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure if they be on the internet like they in love, there's just a situation where you have conversations about like,
I mean,
life.
how would you feel a way about somebody doing that to the person that you love? So I'm sure it's like some tension.
Yeah, like, I just don't think.
I mean, it ain't like we gonna get a party and Tory collab no time soon.
Definitely not.
I just don't think when someone goes through something traumatic that's in the public eye, that it just goes unnoticed, or you just turn a blind eye.
No, you don't. Speaking of moving on, because Tory and Meg, we're gonna get to the bottom of this, I guess. Q1 of 2022.
I guess if we still care,
we'll see.
Like it'll be one of those things where it happened. We talked about it for a really long time. It was spaced out so far that we stopped caring about it. But once the verdict hit, we'll care again. The same way, Jesse.
Yeah.
The same way Jesse. Hey,
Yeah.
I'm glad they got that nigga.
Yeah.
I'm glad. Hey,
he was out there telling
that
stories.
nigga was wildin'. That nigga called himself Gay Tupac, and I still ain't forgot that.
He
bro.
was telling stories.
He didn't
called
write
him.
that. He didn't write that.
He said it on stage at a concert.
I thought he did it on the show.
He said that on stage at a concert. I'm like the gay
Jesse
Tupac.
be making his sister look bad.
Hey, bro.
He do like where
And
I
she
was
doing
riding
good
for her,
work.
she doing good work, and your brother out here looking foolish. Got your last name going crazy in the street.
That nigga spent that one
Yeah.
summer in East Bayou and ain't been right since.
But he's messed up. Like Jesse, just sit down for a little bit. Let Jordan handle it.
Got
She
that nigga.
she got it going.
Got
good.
that nigga with 5 counts. Bro.
Oh my god.
5 of the 6 counts.
Did
That
he
nigga-
get sentenced yet?
Not yet, but he probably ain't gonna. It really just feel like it's just like.
face 9. So I mean,
It's just a little bit of probation. You probably gotta do a lot of community service. I don't think he gonna get no jail time for it.
Oh, I called her something else. I called her Jordan. Her name is Journey Smollett.
Yeah, get Eve by use name right.
Yeah.
Get Shorty from
Smollett.
the black show. What's the black show
From
we like?
Lovecraft Country.
Yeah.
I can't believe they canceled that.
Supposed to. Get that shit out of here.
No, you know who canceled it? The government. Because there's too much truth in that show.
Hey, we gonna do a YouTube conspiracy.
Y'all want to talk
theory.
about conspiracy theories?
We gonna do that
We
one
got
day.
y'all next week. All right. Let's let's go ahead and take a break and come back with our topic for the week.
You need promotion and visibility for your product? Why not do it right here on Textually Active? It's a space right here that you can add to. If you got a podcast, a book club, a vinyl, a candle set, whatever it is you do, we might need some lashes. You can promote your product right here on Textually Active. Be sure to click the link wherever you're listening to this to, and you can get more information there. Promote your stuff right here with Textually Active.
All right, so we're back. Let's get into the discussion this week. So I feel like this is going to be a part 2 to what we talked about last week when we were talking about family and the importance of family and how we rank our family. The other part to that is what connects you to your family. Most times it's your last name and the legacy that your family has. So we talked about this briefly last week. Did we talk about the last name last week?
I don't remember.
Not really, but I think we talked off cam about it.
Probably.
And it was interesting to hear Meezy's viewpoint on legacy, Eric's viewpoint on legacy, and mine too as a woman. So coming from 2 men and a woman. And we actually did an episode last year about legacy with Lauren, and that's really good if you want to go back and listen to her viewpoints on legacy. So this week I kind of wanted to talk about it from our aspect, like what do we see when we talk about last names in family, if it's important. So Either one of you can start. I know, babe, you're a second, so you have a lot of stuff to carry with your name. You're not just the first.
I mean, my thing's when you get past the identity crisis and of being able to be your own person.
So you feel like it came with the identity crisis?
I mean, my thing is at the end of it all, like I was named after my dad, and I grew up always kind of like as a little E, stuff like that, and I've always been an independent person, so it's like you just kind of want to be able to have your own identity, and I don't know. I feel like the same way they kind of say like when you try to come out as like the hero, but live long enough to become the villain, and it kind of became that way. Love my dad, but you wind up becoming the person that you try to fight against the whole time, and I feel like people indirectly operate with me the same way that they would with him
because y'all have the same name.
I mean, other than the fact, like, yes, I'm his son and all that stuff like that, but like, I just feel like
y'all share blood.
It doesn't help.
Yeah. What about you, Meezy?
I don't know nothing about that. I don't care about none of this conversation, bro. I honestly don't understand none of it. Like, when I think of the word legacy, I think legacy has something to do with you've done something of importance. Like, somebody has done something in your family of importance, and it's important to keep their legacy alive. Like, it ain't like if you fucking end up being a nobody, like.
So what about you?
What about me?
Your last name and the family that you're probably going to start soon.
I mean, it's a family with the same last name. It's like, unless I go on and do something magnificent.
What do you mean go on as if you're not doing something magnificent day to day?
I thank you for the encouragement.
You're welcome, friend. I'm here for you.
And I accept that. But I feel like
I want you to think about it like this. The children that you have or family members that you have, this right here, what we do every week will be something for them to look back on and say, my uncle did that, my dad did that, my brother did that, whatever, whoever's watching it.
Yeah.
Meezy
it's
did
cool.
that.
It's fine. It's cool. But okay. Like, if I at some point have, these people in my life, this family, children, these and that, I don't want them to have to look at what I did and try to be like, oh, this is, no, I want them to go on and do their own shit. Like, legacy ain't, like, you make your own legacy. Like, legacy ain't some shit you can carry.
You don't
around.
like the part where, I think you look at it as if, like, say you had a grocery store and carrying on the legacy would be you having all your family work at the grocery store.
No, I think legacy is if I own the grocery store if this grocery store is important, okay, let's make sure the grocery store lives on. But if the grocery store ain't doing well and y'all want to pivot and do some shit, go ahead, do that.
So you don't want to bring your family into what you have going on?
They don't have to be. Like, if I could, and you want to be a part, like, cool. But it ain't necessarily a thing of like, let's do something. Like, niggas don't know fucking the rest of Martin Luther King kids.
So I think of it
like, he got like 6 of them.
I think of it personally in the new age, new generation. We're not opening up grocery stores. We're not like, some people are. But when I look at it, I think as your inner circle as kind of like a network. Right. Think of LinkedIn. When you go on LinkedIn, you see people, they're professionals, they do stuff, and you bring them in to do your job. But as a person, you have a personal network, and that's your friends and your family. So I think artists do a really good job at this, like rap artists, hip hop people in the industry. They do a good job because most of the times when you're coming up in the industry, you're like doing it from like experience from podcasts. When we started the podcast, we did it in the bedroom. Right. Y'all had E come through because he knew how to produce it. So that's somebody that you know. Then you got to find somebody that know how to work a camera. You give them a camera. And then you got to start finding somebody who know how to edit it. So it's kind of like using your family members to bring them in on what you're doing so that they could be a part of the bigger picture later. And everybody has a job. Based on their skill set, not just, hey, you're my sister, you need to come work for the store.
But that be the part that motherfuckers be forgetting. Like last week we established a clear fact here that Rezz is pro-family. And we not going to change that about it. Everything is pro-family for Rezz. But you got to understand, we are also a generation of people who don't want to do that shit.
But I'm not talking about the people that came before you. I'm talking about what you're doing for the people who are coming after you. That's what I mean when I say legacy. I'm not talking about what your dad did for you, what your family did for you. I'm talking about what you plan to do for your family.
I don't know what they want to do. So me leaving something for them not to fuck it up or not want to do it at all is the thing. Like our black people as a whole had a very great, well, it's not great, but they had a system of great things going on. But if I spent my entire life working at my dad's shoe cleaning store, by the time I'm 15, I don't want to do this shit no more. I want to go be a rapper. So if I decide I don't want to do it, then what?
So what do you think pays for that child to go explore their dreams?
I mean, that's a case, but you can't groom me to want to take over something that I don't have the vision for. I don't have the passion for that you have. And I think that's what happens. We don't never get to talking about what passions are. We just give motherfuckers something that we loved and we think, hey, this is yours, you can have it. And them kids don't be wanting to do that shit no more.
So has there ever been a time in your life where you saw that your father did something and you was like, I'd never turn around and do that. And then now in 30, you like, yeah, I see why he did that.
Yeah, bro.
That's me as fuck.
Nah. I mean, the only battle I've ever had with watching what he did and what I didn't want to do was the nigga had 3 kids by the time he was 30. And I never, that was a goal in my head that I couldn't envision for myself. Mm-hmm. That's something I never saw and I was like, oh, like, I couldn't grasp it. Like, how the fuck did you do this? And then now at 30, you realize different times, money was different. Like, everything about that time was different.
So do you feel like, because for me, I feel like you're focusing too much on the teen years when you're trying to like find yourself, and then your 20s where you're just fucking shit up because you are allowed to drink now, and then your 30s where we're at right here. Yeah. Say 30 years from now, 34 years from now, you have a child and your child is 34. You don't think they'd be interested in learning the things that you did to become successful?
I mean, I feel like that's something you pick up. Like
I think they would.
You pick up.
And I think that's the piece that is missing. Like, it's not about saying, oh, I'm doing this grocery store, I'm doing a retail space, you're going to work the register. It's about finding stuff in there that they like. Because when you think about a business, they have the marketing team, they have the sales team, they have the finance team, they have the people who are coming up with the creative ideas. It's not just a one-stop shop. But if you can get that shop with people that you trust, not necessarily family, it could be family, whatever, the kids that you make, you're onto something.
Bro, what is this whole concept you have with this? Why do you think this is important?
Because I feel like people need to know. Like, it's not just about you and your day-to-day life. Like, it's not just about you forever. Eventually, you have to start thinking about other people that are going to be using this space after you.
Who knows? But
listen, when my ashes are in the ocean, the same ocean I had that jean jacket on, they're not going to say, oh, Therese was a bum bitch. They're not going to say that. So I want to leave something personally for the family that I create and the family members that I still have to do something with.
That feels very selfish. That feels like it's all about you. This is something that you want for other people that they might not want for yourself.
So what do you think is selfish about it? I
think it's something that because you think of yourself in such highly that you want to do great things for other people and that other people don't give a damn. I think, and it's not to say that it's nothing wrong. I think it's important, but I think when it comes to like situations that people put themselves in, they think about themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, Rezz got this business and I was a part of, but what about me? Like, I'm living her dream, not mine. Like, she did this for all of us, but I don't care about this. Where's mine?
I don't know. I'm having a hard time understanding what you're trying to say.
So, okay, let me jump in here.
Thank you.
All right. So, last week we talked about family, right? So we talked a lot about like the upbringing, right? The things that we were clearly like being in our parents' household and all that good stuff, right? What I would like to hear from you guys, right? Because now you guys are adults. You guys make your own choices. You guys have your own interests, right? And like, how do you move forward today, like in today's time, to kind of like leave your mark? Don't look at kids yet. Let's not talk about that yet. But how do you make your time right now the most of it so you can fulfill like some type of fulfillment?
I get fulfillment out of treating people nice and having people be able to come to my birthday and give me a campfire session about how great I am.
You love that.
I love that shit. So I feel like that's a part of leaving my mark, being able to say that I had friends over here, friends over there, friends in the north, south, east, west, coast.
I guess I'll speak for the community that don't give a fuck. Bro, I wake up every day and do the best that I can to get through the day. If that means I did something impactful, fine.
I think you do a lot of impactful stuff unintentionally.
And it's not something that I go through life thinking about. This isn't like an era of my life where I'm like, hey, when we do this episode, this is going to be an episode that my kids or people can go look at and find encouragement. No, I just came in here and we did an episode and somebody took from it what they got from it.
So my thing is like, I think we've definitely said this before that would you say that you are more about what the results are, or are you about the actual process itself? I
mean, I think it's half and half. Like, I just think like we all live with this expectation of what I'm doing is meaningful, right?
Well, not necessarily that it is, but that you hope that it will be meaningful.
Yeah, hopefully right? It'll mean something to somebody somewhere, right?
So no, I don't agree.
You don't?
Like, not for other people. I feel like I'm hearing you say that a lot, right? And it seems like the I don't care-ness comes about like it's almost like a way to try to protect yourself from like other people passing judgment. But why aren't you doing it for yourself? Why isn't it for you to feel fulfilled? Why is I feel like that theme of other people keeps coming into it when I'm just not saying that it's right or wrong, but I'm asking, but why?
Because the acknowledgement from people is what matters to me.
Oh.
To me.
Okay.
Fam, yes, I could come in here.
So the outside validation
yes, it matters. Like it's
and you think that if you do not get the validation, that does it not?
I did it. It's something I did. No, it's something I did. You can't take it away from me. But yes, I could do a lot of great things. But if I'm the only one that knows it, then what? You know what I'm saying? Like it's just a matter of like being in a place where you do good things, and then you have people like Rezz tell you do good things is a lot to be thankful for. But it's not enough.
And why?
It's because yes, I get you supposed to be. Some people are supposed to tell you things like that.
No, I don't think so.
I think that's how that works.
I think
it's involuntary. People you love, you want to encourage people that you love, and I think that's how that works.
But I guess where I'm coming from, where I'm trying to get to the bottom of, is like you want the validation from people, right? But then you're saying in the same breath that it's not good enough, that their validation is not good enough.
Right. But
because why wouldn't you want someone who, like, the person, like, not even saying like generally, like, the people around you, no one is just gonna like blow smoke up your ass. Like,
is that? I don't know.
No.
Yeah, they do.
No, we don't.
They do.
They
do.
I don't blow smoke.
You don't, but there's people that do. There's people that do,
and that's fair. That's fair. But I just curious. Like, do you treat like everybody does, or do you like, or is there a different type of interactions that you have with the people that do versus the ones that don't? I mean,
you definitely separate them, but I am in a field where a lot of my success is based on people's appreciation or dislike of it.
So what do you think it would take for you to feel validated in the work that you've done for TA?
Recognition, maybe some income.
We got that. We got recognition.
Like things.
We made some money.
Yeah, but I'm talking about to be in a place to be in a place where I can support everybody else that want to do something that you talk about.
So how do you think that works?
I feel like it comes from I feel like acknowledgement provides money, which provides your ability to do a bunch of things.
But we are being acknowledged. People acknowledge us every time we post stuff. People show up for us when we want them to show up. But I think there's a part missing to get into the part where it's validated, because TA already been validated for me. When we did the R&B 143, when we went up to New York, all the stuff that we've done thus far, when we had that news article that we were in, like, we're validated. We just have to keep going and go harder.
But what happens if this don't ever do nothing?
I mean, it's done enough for me thus far.
That's fine with you. That's cool.
I'm cool with it.
Like, if to right now today, if you wanted to stop doing TA, you would be all right with it.
I'd be cool. I did the best that I could with TA, and I go to sleep at night knowing that TA is the shit. Personally, I don't need nobody else to tell me that my podcast is the shit. I know it's the shit. And I think that's what keeps me going on this train. And it's like, you got to think about it. Everybody don't get a chance to sit down with somebody they love, their brother, and talk about life and then still be doing life outside of this. When we go back, and I haven't done it, but if we go back and we want to sit around the campfire on fucking next New Year's and look at all the videos that we put up, we did it before, and we're like looking at the growth, like that's something that's not going to go away. Like, we did good shit here. So for that to be something that's in a time capsule on YouTube, the kids know how to work it, my family's still discovering it, I'm proud of it. And I'm proud of the things that I say on the show, because I mean everything that I say. And I want you to also feel that confidence in it too.
I don't think it's a lack of confidence, because I think everything that I do. Like, let's get this clear. I do that. I don't do this for me. Because anything I want to do, I go do it.
Right.
I could go buy the mics, go set this up at the crib, do it myself. I could, you know what I'm saying? I could do everything. I get that. I know what I'm capable of.
Yeah.
But it's the times where you know you do good shit. You know you put out great projects and great bodies of work, and the reaction or the response ain't there. And so now I'm back at the drawing board. Then you get motherfuckers that like to blow smoke and tell you, hey, this is what you can do to improve. And it's like, bro, you don't even know my situation for you to be giving me these advice.
So do you not take advice from people?
I try my best not to, if you not
I think you're
doing something similar.
You're doing yourself a disservice by not taking advice from people.
I'm not going to take advice from somebody that's not doing, that's not doing what I do. Mm-hmm. If you do what I do, yes.
So something I learned a while back was when someone gives you advice and they have not done it, that's not advice. That's an opinion.
Okay.
Right. Exactly.
But
So
if you take the advice from someone who's been in there, like, or adjacent, like, yeah, that's valid.
Yeah, and it's just like, bro,
and it's not to say that someone's opinion may not be valid.
Sure.
I get it.
But it's still an opinion.
So the reason why I kind of got us here, right, is because it kind of goes into what you want to leave behind, right? So that's when it comes to like legacy. Like, I think it's about like, what do you want to leave after, right? Because we talked about what you're trying to, what you're doing today in terms of to give yourself fulfillment, right? But, if you decide, you or listeners decide to have children or you want to be the best aunt or uncle ever, like, what do you want to leave behind? And let's like go through a list, like start listing things, I guess.
I would like to leave behind a digital footprint. I want to leave behind something that tells my story and also the family story. If I'm not there, if I'm not the grandma, I'm sitting around burning up the mac and cheese at Thanksgiving or Christmas, telling the stories myself. I want to be able to leave that behind.
That's a nasty legacy to have.
What?
To be the auntie.
That auntie that can't cook. I'm the auntie that can't cook.
That's what. That's nice.
I boil water and it set the alarm off. I'm pretty bad. So yeah, I don't cook. I don't clean. Never smell like onion rings or whatever. But I still got the ring. Yeah, whatever Cardi said. But I would like to leave that behind and something. Why are you laughing over there?
All right, I'm just saying.
What would you like to leave behind?
You better learn.
Hey, he can talk to you like that now.
What would you like to leave behind?
No, keep going. You're listing stuff.
I just said a digital footprint, some recipes from the things that work for me, my blood type, so they know what's bad for their blood.
Bro, if you don't get you and this chicken shit, bro, you can have chicken.
I don't want to eat chicken no more.
You can, bro. It's fine, bro. It ain't the worst. It's fucking 71 degrees in fucking December. I don't think the chicken gonna do you in.
Obviously. I want to leave behind.
You finna drown before you die from the shit.
I want to leave behind some money so that they can do the things that they want to do and they don't have to worry about student loans. And something for them to take over. Like, just run it. I don't want my kids to have to work for white people.
Say what?
I don't want my kids to have to work for them people.
Which one?
You know what people?
Which one?
Them.
Who?
They.
Callie be saying that.
I don't want my kids to have to work for
them
them people.
or many
It's many thems. It's many days. I don't want my kids to have to work for them. I want my future children to just be able to be kids. Like, be kids. Go play. Scrape your knee up. You're not allowed on Instagram. I'm not making you no Instagram page.
What does that have to do?
So
No Snapchat either.
So is there anything on your list of things that you want to leave behind?
No, bro. I won't. I think I don't even I don't understand this concept.
So okay, so
I don't think of it as tangible things. You know what I'm saying? I think it's just like there'll be, because I existed, there'll be a legacy. So it's like what we talked about earlier, the gift of life.
Yeah.
Is my gift. This is my leg. Like, I was there. Like,
I was here.
And so I don't think I think it's just, listen, like, if YouTube is still a thing in 2092.
And what if they do YouTube like they did MySpace?
And they scrape that shit. Then what? You know what I'm saying? Like, I just want, like, the person that I was to live on.
We got plenty of
like,
pictures.
I just was a good person. Like, people respected me. I did good things. I don't think I've done anything that gives me a negative energy. I'm not a rapist. I'm like not a child. I'm not none of these negative stigmas.
I was like, where's he going with that?
Yeah, like I'm not none of these negative things. I'm like a really good person, and I tried. Right. That's what I want to leave. He tried.
All right. So for me, what I think, the biggest thing I feel like you kind of want to leave behind is kind of like just almost like a journal of sorts, right? But I'm like using air quotes, right? Because I feel like that I'm obligated to make it easier for the next person.
I agree with that.
And that can be, and you can do that many ways, right? Because we just spoke about it last week about feeling like, hey, like, blind leading the blind or something like that, right? And wishing that you had these things. And it's like, wouldn't it just make it that much easier if that was something that, if anything, hey, to say, hey, I went through this bullshit, you don't have to. Or at least this is how I dealt with it.
What if Textually Active is a blueprint?
For what?
I don't know. For niggas going through the struggle.
I mean,
that think God forgot about them.
Wait, what?
In my Kirk Franklin voice. You know that song?
I felt like I did.
You know that song?
I felt like I did.
What if it's a blueprint? It's a gospel song to get people through. Because we've been through some dark times. This would be a blueprint.
I mean, life, bro. And so when you like start putting shit in phrases like that, I think that is, I don't think of that as legacy. I think that is like being human, like, you know what I'm saying, like me existing. Every time I come here and tell a story, somebody could take something from it.
You don't want yours to be planned, is what it sounds like.
I just want, if I can help you, yes. If I done anything in life that helped you get through a situation, cool. But I don't need it to, his legacy was that he helped. Like, I don't need that. I don't need that.
So, all right. So, the official definition, right? The first one is an amount of money or property left to someone in a will, right? So I can understand the tangible piece, right? But this next piece is a thing handed down by a predecessor, right? A thing could be anything, right? It can be an idea. It can be just anything. So I just feel like, life isn't black and white in the sense of like, It's just this or that. You know what I mean?
That was a good joke. She missed it. It's good. It was good.
But I just feel like that. You know, like we had to look at it a little bit different. You know, like I feel like we're millennials and stuff like that, and I feel like maybe we're a little bit early in terms of our life to really be thinking that deep. But at the end of it all, like I think it's like moving with purpose.
Yeah, I think it has a lot to do with making sure that, like I said earlier, your people are set up, the people that come behind you. And it doesn't have to be necessarily your kids. What if my sister got kids or my friend's kids and just stuff like that? Everybody's having a baby, and I want to make sure the baby's straight. I started daycare for him if I could. But just making sure that everybody good. And I think another piece that we kind of didn't touch on yet was the last name piece, because I think last names carry a lot of value. So much so that I hyphenated my last name.
Why? Is there a reason?
Yes, there is a reason. So I have one male cousin that still has the same last name as our family. And I feel like I just wanted to keep it. Like, I'm proud of who my father is and what he's done. I didn't want to give that up.
And on the other hand, on the other side of that, I know the question is going to be like, oh, what did E have to say about this? To be honest, I kind of like reminded her to say, hey, are you sure? Like, I think you should keep it. Mm-hmm. Right. And it's primarily because growing up, my mom basically hyphenated her last name twice, like for when her and my dad was married, and then now her newest husband.
Yeah.
So I just feel like, you know, it's just a reminder. But I feel like then the question kind of goes into what you're probably going to talk about is more of like when you have children and someone's name is hyphenated, do you give that child a hyphenated name?
I haven't thought too much about that. I haven't.
I have never seen it in real life. How about that? Like, I've never seen anyone do that in real life.
What?
Like, if the mother like hyphenated her last name, because a lot of times, especially like nowadays, like you'll see it. I've been told, like with doctors and like lawyers and stuff like that. So people who have like professional careers, because it's like if you are a doctor and you graduated and all that stuff before you got married, right? You got to go through a whole bunch of process to get it changed, right? And a lot of people say, yo, like, nah, like I did this. Like it wasn't it wasn't me as a married person. Like I was this person when this happened. So I'm curious about what would you guys do that? Would you want to give a child a hyphenated last name?
I see why you would do it, but I mean
what's the difference? I mean, I guess I do see why, but see
why, but it's like my dad gave his kids his last name. I should allow my husband to give his kids his last name.
Valid.
So it's like that's still my dad, and that's still gonna be like, their grandfather. But this is our family.
Because this conversation is fucking layered, bro. Because once you fucking separate yourself from your actual family, you start your own shit. Yep. And so then now, what about us? Like, how do we start shit for us?
And it's not to say, I mean, we don't know. I mean, I have an idea of what my parents have set up for, their future and when they retire and all the rest, but that doesn't tell me exactly what they had in mind. The only way I can know that is if I sit down with them. That's why I'm a big fan of sitting down with the oldest person in the room, especially at family functions, and just getting as much information as I can. What's your name? Where you from? Where your granddaddy stay? Where your grandmammy stay? You know how that go.
Yeah, sometimes it's cool. I mean, I think it's just words on the paper.
It's hot as shit. Let's go ahead and take a break.
I think it's just words on the paper, bro. We back from commercial. You know what I'm saying, Rezz? You feel better? You had to pee. It was hot.
I had to piss.
Open the window. We're going to hear a lot of cars, but you'll be all right.
Yeah.
So, for final thoughts, this conversation was a little intense, and I was a little uncomfortable.
I was uncomfortable, too.
You was a little... You kind of yelled at me a little bit, and I just wanted to know why. Like, why was this conversation that important?
Because I want the best for you as my friend, and I want you to talk about yourself as highly as I put you like up on a pedestal. I do. As the work that you do.
You had like four
bruh,
nigga, I was like tier 5.
Bruh, outside of family, I'm not talking about family. I'm talking about the art that you create, your mind, your your passions, the voice that you have. Like, I think you are so talented in it. I don't like when you say shit like, I don't know what I'm going to leave behind. It don't matter. I don't care. Like, what, nigga? We supposed to get old together. Yeah. And you talk about you don't care. Like, that makes me upset. And it's not that I'm upset for the way that you feel. I just want to push you or help you see it the way that I see it.
Yeah, but it's hard for me to do it because I'm living it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard to know what it tastes like while you making it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
like,
true.
So I do.
You don't put a little pinky in it?
Yeah, I mean, like.
Yo, you
are on
timeout.
What are you?
What is up with you? You've never. Or.
We got to. Maybe. Wow. You don't know. She don't know if you had bitches. You don't know what she was doing.
The Scampies. I've been talking about the Scampies for a while now.
Yeah. But, yeah, it's hard, bro, because even when you can taste it, right? It started good. The whole concept was good to me. I thought this was the best pie that I have ever made.
Okay.
And people are gonna love this pie.
Okay.
But after everybody done went home and you realize a lot of that pie still left on this table. Right? Niggas are not asking. It's Christmas, so let's throw New Year's. You gotta bring that pie. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard. But in this, are people whispering who made this pie, or are they like, yo, who made this pie? I want who made this pie, but they kind of like, yeah, he made pies.
I can taste it, but see, that's the difference between me and you. I can taste it a little bit. I see the trajectory of where we're going and the things that we have already planned. Even the shit that we changed from the summer.
That's like, cool. Like I understand. We made a recipe, but I don't think
you ready to eat?
Yeah, I'm ready. I want to. Yeah,
I'm losing weight
because
my cheekbones showing.
You know what I'm saying?
You feel me?
Because once you get to the pie and we eat the pie, everybody can eat from the pie. It leads to where you want to go with it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? But I want to, I'm tired of trying to figure out the recipe. That's okay. I'm ready to cook and I'm ready to enjoy the pie.
And that's exactly
with my
why
people.
So I want to empathize with you, right? Because I could not say, I have my opinion on it, right? Of course.
You what?
I keep having great moments. Like somebody had a slice of I keep having people cut slices of the pie.
Right.
They ain't pick it up yet.
But they don't want the whole pie yet. They just want to keep having slices of it here and there. Right. And it's like, fuck.
So I'm just gonna make an assumption and stuff like that. So like I want to say I understand where you're coming from. I know Rezz was ready to have the silencer on with the red bean.
Air that shit out.
But I get it because I guess for me, like 2 years ago, like I was in a place operating from like a place of like survival. You know what I'm saying? And I get it. Things are starting to work out. You know what I mean? Like in the grand scheme, people are starting to like eat the pie and say, "Hey, yo, like this pie kind of fire."
Right.
So I can understand like where you're coming from.
Right.
At first, I didn't. I want to acknowledge that.
You bought some sugar from us, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
nigga.
The flour.
You know what I'm saying? You got a little flour and sugar from us, and people was fucking with the pie. So I was like, if people can fuck with a pie that we contributed to,
it's all good.
I was providing a little crust.
You know I understand where you're coming from because you living in the present. I'm up in like 2035 right now.
Yeah, I can't. I want to. You know why? And I'll be honest. I don't know if this final thought was supposed to go this long, but it's because I know the journey, right? And so I think a lot of times if you get too wrapped up in the journey, you don't appreciate it. And so I be like sitting here trying to be like, nah, right now this shit is fire. Like this should expedite, you know what I'm saying, the journey, but I guess because you on your journey and I'm living in the present, that's why. Yeah. Like I'm not trying to be steps ahead. I'm trying. It's hard for me with ADHD to not do it step by step,
right?
And it's hard, like, cause I want to go from 0 to 100, but you know what I'm saying. I'm trying to learn to understand that this takes work.
I will say though, before anything, is that this isn't the episode that I thought it was going to be, but it worked out because I get to say that this journey, though, I wouldn't want to do the journey without anybody else.
Fire.
Like, you my husband, but you also my nigga, though. You my nigga too. Dap. Like, we do this shit, and it's literally just the three of us, and we got Tony too. He come in, he do his thing, and it's just like we be pushing this fucking car.
Yeah, bro.
Like we really carry it, and everybody has a position, everybody has a role, and everybody is valuable in what they do. So in those moments where you feel like we ain't doing enough, I got y'all. We going. I'll get in the car and I'll drive first. Make sure it work.
All right.
Okay. What were you gonna say, honey?
I just feel like one thing I want to suggest, right? Because I don't want to like project shit on you, is just remind yourself that two things can be true, right? In a sense of like you can live in your present, but like also be just aware of what's coming, right? Because I feel like if in any sense, right, if you're always too far ahead, or you might miss the stuff that's happened right in front of you, right?
Right. And
then polar opposite too. Right, so if you're so focused or so tunnel vision to like something that's so close, like you might miss the bigger picture.
I'm also in the process of still trying to find my
which is where I feel like that's where I was like I wanted to like
my purpose.
I can empathize because like I get it. I
don't know what my purpose is yet. I don't really know. I also don't be knowing how you find it, but I be trying. I just be living the best way I can.
I think you do a lot of trying different stuff.
Which is hard, bro.
You do try different avenues to see what works.
Nigga asked me about the law last week. like when the law coming back?
I'd be ashamed to say if I didn't say, if you want to do an internship with the WMEZ agency, you could.
I don't have the time, bro. Like I
look for interns.
That'd be the hard part too, because sometimes I think maybe, but then I'd be like, I still like to eat out on the weekends. Like,
listen, man, sacrifices are made, man.
I know, but you also, I make a lot of sacrifices, and it is bigger than me now. Like, I truly love this woman. Like, I don't want to, not include. You know what I'm saying? Like, give her more of the burden that already, and I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
Especially because we not on the same page of things, of like how my life is gonna evolve and how her life gonna evolve. We ain't gotten to a point where it's like we at a point where we in the car together, but we don't know which route we gonna take, and it's like whichever route we want to take is fine, but we ain't picked a route yet. And so it's like, damn, because if the ETA different, like I gotta tell people, hey, we might be a little late because we took a different route.
Yeah,
so it's shit different. It's hard.
It takes time to get there, but y'all seem like y'all have a good idea of where you want to be. You know what the destination is. It's just a matter of filling in those pieces, like doing a puzzle.
That shit trash.
Like y'all got the outside done, but you just got to work on the inside.
And that's
the hard part.
And I think it's because I don't fucking like puzzles.
That Star Wars puzzle I've been working on, y'all seen on my story? I'm about to throw that shit over the balcony, yo. I've been on Empire Strikes Back for the longest. Can't figure out none of the pieces. But one thing I
also carried you on the last puzzle we did too. But
and
we got coming up next. We got WMEZ.
The wild shit is I didn't even know you like puzzles. I didn't even know you like Star Wars.
I do.
And we got
ever
WMEZ
since I got into my last name change with the family, we watch Star Wars. Me, Grandpa, E1, and E2, we sit down and we watch Star Wars. They made me watch it. I enjoy it.
Oh, okay.
I made it a tradition.
Nice.
Yeah, she did actually.
I made them watch it.
Fire. You're now tuned in.
You are now tuned in.
You're now
Shout
tuned
out to the
in.
fact that we grazed right over my shade, but it's cool.
That's how it. You're now tuned in to WMEZ. This week we you know what? We about to play Tierra Whack. I feel like Tierra Whack somebody who make quality music, but
She from Philly.
She don't get her recognition sometimes. And this song called Sorry this week here on WMEZ.
Textually active.
All right.
So memes are up next, and I got two.
Go ahead.
Because last time you try to make me look bad, so I had to get ahead of it. All right, wasn't really feeling that. And so the first one is from They Love KJ, and it's a tweet that says,
"Oh, me?
That's actually hilarious.
That is funny as shit.
Little kids talking about when I grow up. Man, it's 70 degrees in December. You ain't growing up." That's the first one. And for the professionals out there, I find myself doing this all the time. And basically, it's the biggest challenge to act a professional at work is constantly thinking, what the fuck, without saying it out loud.
I don't know that right. I say it.
What you got, Meezy?
Merry Christmas to all you guys this week. I know y'all probably listening to this on your travel, wherever you going. Hope you guys be safe. But I just wanted to say, I've yet to see anyone say 2022 gonna be their year. Motherfuckers nervous, and I don't blame y'all.
I don't blame them either.
I don't blame y'all at all.
Mine is on theme with the Christmas thing as well. And this comes from the desk of Meezy Kwame. Ladies, what y'all get y'all men for Christmas? And if y'all say coochie, I hope y'all start 2022 single. A bar. Y'all, men are tired of the coochie, y'all. It's the same coochie. You know, you waxed it this time.
You wrapped it up.
What you do? Is it boneless now? Like
Savage Fenty, you got it steamed. Steamed the coochie.
He want coochie in his throat. Okay.
Like,
is your boobs big enough? He wants you to do something with them too.
I want tangible here.
Why are we hitting your yoni stones?
Listen.
Lick them somewhere you ain't never licked them before.
No, how about this? You give me something I can use. Like they had this whole conversation about is getting kids clothing. Man, we are in a relationship. That's supposed to happen. Right. It's nothing special about that. We supposed to do that because of who we are. Give me LeBron is still in the league. Give me tickets to go see them.
They don't want to see that coochie.
Niggas is going back on tour.
They don't want that coochie.
Get us tickets to that.
Pay my rent.
Fly me out. Tulum coming soon.
Ice them out.
You know what I'm saying?
Ice them out. Rhymes, I like it.
Ice them out. Niggas, ice them out.
He got his own business. Buy some shit that'll help upgrade his shit. Get us new mics or something.
Be my intern.
He's still asking for that PlayStation 5.
Buy him condoms.
Actually, someone.
I had another meme.
Someone did ask me why I didn't have that condom yet.
Crazy.
Why what?
You ain't got them the PS5. You been asking for like 3 years on this podcast.
Oh, somebody asked you that? Who was it?
Bitches.
What's their name?
Bitches.
Oh, okay. You lying if you say you never let a PS4 controller vibrate on your balls. Nobody?
No.
Okay.
What? I had to play with that. Like that was like,
you never just let it vibrate on your balls?
I never played with them together at the same time.
It was a meme I seen. It was from SLVPPY. It's funny. No, okay. Well, on that note, guys, we'll be back next Tuesday.
Just because y'all fucking put something that looked like a PlayStation controller on your coochie don't mean we was all doing it.
No. What?
We will not be back next Tuesday.
Oh, no, we won't be back next Tuesday.
It's Christmas, bro. We don't give a fuck about none of this. It's holiday season. The industry shut down. We down, bro. Niggas
listen to some of the good music that's coming out. We will be back January 4th.
Just go listen to us. Go to YouTube. Mm-hmm. Run them numbers up over there. You probably heard this episode, but you didn't watch it.
You know what you can do?
If you watched it, go listen to it because you didn't listen to it.
Yep. Play it. Just play it. It'll keep playing all the TA videos if you just let it play on YouTube.
No, it depends on what your
premium.
It depends on what your.
I went ahead and paid that $25 a month.
You are
poor. I'm poor.
Apparently not paying $25 for YouTube.
That's why I'm poor.
You need to reevaluate what you're paying for. Hey, that's a good Christmas gift.
Listen, guys. Pro tip: get access to her bank statements because I had no clue she was paying for this thing. I almost traded somebody a code the other day, but come to find out how did you get here?
Rezz was already paying
YouTube
for
Premium. How did you get here? How you in my house?
Boy, y'all better go use that Twitter search bar. I got apps on my phone. I don't pay for nothing.
We need to talk after this.
I'm watching YouTube and scrolling Instagram. Shit just playing. You already know the vibes.
Why you don't never share that with us?
I be trying to, but you don't be wanting to get into the life I live.
What do you mean?
You be seeing it, but you don't never be asking questions. I'm trying to tell you.
All right. Yeah, I did see it earlier, and I was like, "Yeah, how you doing that?" Okay. All right. Well, we'll be back on January 4th. Nice talking to you guys. I hope you all have a Merry Christmas. Meezy, do you have any words for Christmas like you did for Thanksgiving?
Don't open the gifts. Number one. If the kids don't act surprised about the gift, you didn't do a good job.
Nope.
2, let them kids open them gifts at home.
Yep.
Don't let them take them nowhere. Don't put the good shoes on because we about to go play with our cousins.
I got an honorable mention. Don't let nobody fool you into opening their gift in front of them because It's so hard to act surprised when you get a keychain. I didn't ask for this. I have enough keys on my keychain. Please, come on. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna open it on Christmas when I get home.
We need to start having discussions about how long we supposed to keep cards. Because if it ain't no money in it, it's going in the trash.
Well, I'll be the chairman of that discussion because you keep cards forever.
Nah, I'm cool on that. And we ain't got no space for that hoarding shit. Never. Get this out of here. You're going to give me the same 3 cards that say the same thing. Sincerely, love. Like, fuck this card. This card didn't mean nothing for Christmas.
Oh my
God. Stop. Oh, also, stop asking people, are they ready for Christmas? You might be listening to this early. Yes or no, baby? Nigga.
What does that even mean?
Are we even supposed to be saying Christmas?
Are you guys getting Jesus a cake for his birthday?
That's not his birthday.
Well, what is it then?
I ain't done the YouTube research yet, but Christmas is not his birthday.
Should we have cake or not?
We not even supposed to be saying Christmas. We supposed to be saying Happy Holidays because we don't know how people take in Christmas.
You're right. Everybody not a Christian. Happy Holidays, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy all the rest.
What's Hanukkah started? What's the other one? The Black Kwanzaa. And there's one more, but I can't remember.
I don't know. Happy Holidays. Enjoy your holidays. Enjoy your family. And we'll be back on January 4th.
Get drunk.
Free man's them.
Burn the Christmas tree. If y'all like, you think niggas ain't been watering their Christmas trees. I'm sure. I'm sure of it.
Mine is plastic. It don't need no water.
You done had a lot of plastic in your life. Oh, okay.
Bye, y'all.